Greetings, Earthlings. I am Arcturus Valen Fortis from the illustrious Celestius Luminus Tribe, where we shine brighter than your average light bulb. As both a warrior and a teacher, I'm here to enlighten you with the warrior's mindset. Today's lesson is about taking aim. What does it mean to be a warrior? Because if life gives you lemons, it's time to forge them into a battle strategy. So what exactly does it take to be a warrior? What are the tenets of a warrior mindset? What words can we use to describe the modern warrior? Here are just a few that I have put together for this interesting discussion. A warrior is courageous. They are self-disciplined. They are principled. They are strong-willed. They are kind. They are growth-oriented. They are self-sufficient. They are protective. They are self-sacrificing. They are calm. They are responsible. They are motivational. They are inspiring. They are charismatic. They are noble. They are powerful. They are modest, though not necessarily humble. These are just some of the traits that a true warrior should strive for. These are some of the things we'll be looking at to cultivate and better understand throughout this video series. Another great description of a warrior comes from an unlikely source, the Disney film Mulan. These quotes are from the song "I'll Make a Man Out of You," but in fact, they can equally apply to a woman, and usually do. Oh, and in case you just don't want to learn lessons on chivalry from a Disney film, consider the fact that Jackie Chan sang the Chinese version of this song, and he's one of life's true warriors. So perhaps, just perhaps, that gives it a little bit more weight. I'm sure you even know some of the lyrics to this wonderful song. Tranquil as a forest, but on fire within. Once you find your center, you are sure to win. These lines really start to invoke imagery in your head of what it means to be a warrior. We must be swift as a coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Still and calm on the outside then, but with great power and strength on the inside. Not driven by impulse or whim, but by greater purpose. Never bending to the will of others, and never giving up when the going gets tough. That is the warrior spirit. That shows that you are capable of doing this. Just like in the Disney film, where they took people who had no idea of what to do or how to do it, and they taught them these things. I am teaching you. Let us discuss the times you probably did not feel like you were a warrior. You probably don't live on the battlefield, and you probably, hopefully, will never need to see combat, although this video series will ensure that you are ready in case you ever do. But there are plenty of ways to be that warrior, to be that one with that mindset, to apply it in your day-to-day life, as well as having plenty of opportunities to demonstrate what it takes to be a warrior in reality. Perhaps the easiest way to consider this is to look at all those times that you weren't a warrior in your life. These are the times when you have fear, or when you have anger, or when you lack motivation and willpower, and it got the better of you. So consider this. You wake up in the morning and realize your favorite shirt is torn. You spend the rest of the day angry with everyone, sulking and not focusing on your work. This very small inconvenience has ruined your ability to stay productive, and it's made other people feel very bad because of your attitude. Or perhaps here's another situation you can relate to. It's raining out, so you call off your plans to visit your friend who lives down the road. who you know was looking forward to the get-together and hasn't seen you in a long time. Perhaps you're trying to lose weight, but you're low on energy, so you eat a large piece of cake. A friend faints at a party, and instead of staying calm and following a correct protocol to make sure they're okay, you instead get in a flap, scream at everyone, and make matters even worse. Perhaps your boss needs you to complete an assignment before you go home. You resent the idea of staying later, and you're feeling tired, so you rush through it and put in less than your best work, and it shows. You've been telling friends and family for years that you're going to write a book and that your dream is to become a published author. You get home and the first thing you do is crash on the couch and watch some TV. Perhaps you break a glass in the kitchen, and when your partner asks who did it, you blame your friend who was round the other day. Perhaps you get into a physical altercation with someone in the street and run away, leaving your friends or family to deal with the danger on their own. Perhaps you're getting onto a train, and instead of letting the elderly lady on in front of you, you push ahead of her and she falls to the ground. Perhaps you are in a situation where your friends are peer pressuring you into smoking weed and accusing you of not being fun. Now, smoking weed is something that you have no interest in at this hypothetical situation, but you let yourself get talked into it for fear of appearing lame and not fitting in. Perhaps you are happily married when an attractive woman or man makes their move on you. You give in to your monetary impulse, and you frolic with them in the bedroom, effectively wrecking your relationship with not only your partner, but possibly your children as well, if they find out. Perhaps you have experienced this situation. You are unhappy in your relationship or your job, but you stay in it because you don't have the heart to tell the person, or you're too afraid of what the future might bring. You see, some of these examples are more extreme than others. However, they do not show a warrior's heart, just the opposite. Of course, there's a big difference between eating ice cream when you really shouldn't and being swayed by hate speech. And occasionally losing your cool is normal, and it's okay. But while these points might all seem very different, they essentially come from the same thing: weakness. Weakness is often the source of our problems, and even of evil, because we give in. Weakness means giving in to things that we know aren't right, or making excuses and putting off our goals. Now let's look at how someone strong might approach these same issues. You've woken up in the morning once again and realized your favorite shirt is torn. However, this time you just shrug and wear something else, recognizing that this is a very small issue in the grand scheme of things. It's raining out and you don't feel like going out, but you know it's the right thing to do, so you man up and you go. You're trying to lose weight and you're low on energy. You dig deep and you find that fire within you. You grab an apple and head to the gym. A friend faints at a party, and you remain calm, cool, and collected. You make sure they're okay and there's no further issues. You assign jobs to people and check that they're okay. Everything gets handled. Looking at that instance with your boss. So your boss needed you to complete an assignment before you went home. You resented the idea of staying later and you're feeling tired, but you complete the work to the best of your abilities nevertheless. You speak to your boss about not putting you in that position again. You feel empowered because of it. You've been telling your friend for years that you're going to write a book and that it's your dream to become a published author. So, you get home, even though you're tired. You open your laptop and you resolve to write 2 pages a night, and you stick to it. You break that glass in the kitchen, and when your partner asks who did it, you own up to it and face the consequences. You get into that physical altercation with someone in the street. You make sure your family and friends are safe while trying to calm the situation as best you can. You're getting onto a train and you always stop to let that old lady on first, and the old man, and anyone else who was there first. Possibly giving an arm and a stabilizing hand to those who need help. Your friends are peer pressuring you into smoking weed and accusing you of not being fun. If you wanted to, you'd do it. If you do not want to, you do not do it. It does not matter on their opinions. You are strong in your own self. You're happily married when an attractive person makes their move on you. You have control of your feelings and you turn them down. You are unhappy in your relationship or your job, so you discuss that unhappiness with the other party and you look for ways to improve the situation together. That might mean finding a new job or ending the relationship eventually, but it's better than dragging it out and being completely miserable. The warrior is mentally and physically strong, and this allows them to stick to their code of ethics and to work towards their vision of a better future, instead of doing what makes them feel good in the short term. Ultimately, this leads to much greater happiness, much greater peace, and much greater pride, and not just for you, but for those around you. Join us again for Lesson 3, when we discuss the fire within.